This time of year is when things can start to get a little bit hectic for the families of college-bound high school students. Perhaps you have noticed, even those who have been mindful of the financial aid deadlines and have received student aid reports can find themselves in an unexpected jam. Many people dutifully fill out all of their financial aid forms and expect that they will automatically hit pay dirt with their expected family contribution or when their financial aid packages start rolling in. Unfortunately, the expectations of a low EFC or the expectations of receiving a great financial aid award package can be the cause of a very rude awakening. Approaching things more realistically for a moment, a zero EFC simply doesn't occur very often. It is far more likely that the EFC will be much higher than what your family can easily afford. The college funding bodies and most parents approach their calculations from a very different mindset. Parents tend to focus only on the family disposable income to determine what they can afford, whereas the funding bodies expand their field of view to also look at assets. In fact, they also operate under an assumption that most people will take out at least some school loans. Obviously, the difference between the types of calculations can bring an EFC that is higher than the family thinks it will be. In fact, we readily admit that EFC isn't always fair. Fair or not, we are here to help. When under the gun and facing a higher than expected EFC, it can be extremely tough to try and relax and work through it. Well, trust us, when it comes to these types of college financing challenges, you are far from alone. In fact, literally thousands of families find themselves facing this hurdle every year. Fortunately, we can tell you that there is good news. There are solutions. As experts in this field, we have designed this month's newsletter to bring some specific suggestions your way to get you thinking about the possibilities. We are pleased to offer you 6 excellent ways to help you maximize your college funding and beat that high EFC. Number 1, personalize your child's applications when planning for college and college funding. It is absolutely vital that your child be viewed as an individual. Bear in mind that the college application process can be the opposite of that, making students feel more like a number. But this is an important opportunity to take stock of your child's unique abilities, talents, and accomplishments. After all, they can help cover some or even all of your college expenses. People often tend to focus their attention on athletic scholarships, which are great if they apply to your family, but remember that other types of scholarships are also available. You can receive scholarship consideration based on leadership skills, academic performance, and other school-related talents. Musical and/or artistic abilities are additional options to consider and to play in your child's favor. Number 2, the work-study program. In the event that your student is planning to find a regular job working part-time during school to pay for pizza and weekend necessities, please be advised that their income could actually be used to increase the numbers on your family's EFC. It doesn't have to be like that, however. College students don't have to avoid working altogether. We just recommend that they work smarter. The federal work-study program is a much smarter choice than working at a donut shop near campus for a variety of reasons. First and foremost, work-study earnings do not affect your EFC. This is a huge consideration for many families. Also, because they are designed specifically for college students, work-study positions are usually much more class-friendly than most off-campus jobs. Your child may even find an opportunity to earn money while working in an area of particular academic or professional interest. If earning money during the school year is a concern for your family, work-study is something to discuss with your child. Number 3, all colleges and universities are not the same. Many students ignore the fact that simply choosing the right college may be one of the most effective ways to maximize college funds. Families who have a high EFC may automatically assume that the most obvious solution is to apply to a cheaper school. Many students begin their college career at a relatively inexpensive school, allowing the family to save money for a year or two, and then transfer their readily accepted core credits to a more expensive college to complete their degree. But don't automatically exclude some more expensive private schools, as they can offer strong financial connections to grants, scholarships, and low-interest loans financed by generous alumni and other affiliated groups. More than one happy student has found that an expensive private school actually offered more options and even lower family expenses than a cheaper college. Call our office or email us for a list of colleges that historically meets at least 80% of need and put together better financial aid packages than most schools. Number 4, borrowing and more personalized options. As we mentioned earlier, the funding bodies who determine the amount of your EFC will often make their calculations based on the expectation that you will take out a student loan, regardless of whether or not you plan to do so. There are various types of loan opportunities, and they are worth understanding as you look at your options. The government offers both federal direct student loans and the federal Stafford Loan Program, which are subsidized by the federal government based on need. Depending on your personal financial circumstances, the role that these loans play in your experience may vary. These loans are also available in non-subsidized programs where the government does not cover the interest and it starts accruing right away. Repayment, in either case, is delayed until after the student leaves school. Other loans you will see include the Federal Parent Loans for Undergraduate Students, PLUS loans. Bear in mind that these types of loans are market-based and will depend largely on your credit score and income. That means that either you or your child will need a good credit score in order to qualify. Before you consider loans, however, please let us help you define a strategy for your specific situation. No two families are the same, but there are many strategies that can work wonders for families in any situation. Some are even best suited for families with higher net worth and can even allow payment of college expenses on a tax-favored basis. To find out what college funding plan might work best for you, visit our website to schedule a free appointment with one of our college planning specialists. Number 5, private versus public scholarships. With all of the billions of dollars that the federal government makes available in aid, it can be easy to forget that they are not the only source of college funding. In fact, private foundations and organizations are also big providers of grants and scholarships. Now, private scholarships are great if you can get them, but they are often quite small, sometimes as low as $100 or less. They are still worth the effort, however, if not for big money, but rather because it always looks good on your child's resume to be the recipient of a scholarship. In order to find the private scholarships best suited for your child, start working from within the organizations with which you are directly affiliated. These might include community service clubs, civic groups, chambers of commerce, youth clubs, religious and cultural groups, or others. You might be surprised to discover that your employer could also offer scholarships, which are available only to the dependents of their employees. Two great websites to get you started in looking for scholarships are fastweb.com and bigfuture.org. If you have questions on how to apply or need ideas for some resources, just call our office. We'll be happy to help you find the information that you need. Number 6, pay attention to the details, and the details could pay you back. Whenever you are working with financial aid applications, accuracy is important. The details matter in this endeavor more than most, and we urge you to check and double check everything you submit. Of course, every family must confirm that their EFC figures and the numbers used to calculate them are correct. This simple step will save hours, days, or even weeks of frustration down the road if you can avoid an error. You would be shocked to know how often mistakes are made. In fact, even a tiny error like a misplaced decimal point has been found to cause a family's expected family contribution to come in 10 times higher than it should have been. Please do not become a statistic in this important situation, and be certain to review all application materials with a fine-toothed comb. If possible, have another set of eyes look at it as well, making certain that everything is exactly as it should be. As college funding specialists, we've been through these forms backwards and forward, and we will be happy to help you make sense out of them. Our college planning specialists are experts in helping people qualify for more grants and scholarships for college. We also help create strategies to pay for your portion of college expenses without going broke. Visit us online to learn more or call us to schedule a free meeting to discuss a plan for your situation. Remember, as a nonprofit company, our college planning services are entirely free. Remember, as an academic year progresses and college looms closer and closer, you are not alone in the maze of college funding. We are always here to help. Until next month, visit our website to download our College Planning 101 course or to subscribe to our College Planning Experts monthly video series.